and welcome to The Bike Show. Apologies if you're expecting to see our regular host, Jack, but I'm afraid he's busy with his normal day job, which is being a film star. Really, it is, being a film star. Anyway, he's away for a week or so, and I believe he's gone on his Harley as well, but he'll be back very soon. In the meantime, that means you're stuck with me. So let me tell you that in this week's programme, Matt and myself, that's another Matt, are going to be taking a closer look at what makes the ultimate American tourer. Clinton Pienaar is back and he'll be doing some more fast laps. And of course, our expert panel is going to be answering some of our viewers' questions. And talking of viewers' questions, well, we're actually getting lots of them now, and thank you very much, so keep sending them in. But talking of viewers' questions, it was actually a viewer by the name of Mr. Price who sent a question that got me thinking. He asked, what is the difference between a bagger and a tourer? Is a bagger a tourer? What the hell is a bagger anyway? Well, he didn't say it exactly like that, but that's the gist of the conversation. And I've got some news for him. A bagger is a tourer. One of the main differences between a bagger and a full-dress tourer, Mr. Price, is price. The full-dress tourer has got more wind protection, more gadgets, and more long-range comfort. The bagger is basically the same bike underneath the skin, but with just a few less fripperies and frills. I wanted to test a bagger for you, Mr. Price, so I thought I'd test the most successful bagger of all time. And here it is. Oops. Actually, it's not a bagger at the moment. Hold on a minute. Ta-da! Now it's a bagger. The Victory Cross Country. This is a CORY NESS special edition. Ain't it lovely? I think it's a fantastic looking piece of kit, but some people can't get used to the batwing front fairing, which is standard kit for American tourers. Being a bagger means wearing saddlebags, which in this case are of a rather more solid construction and fully integrated into the aesthetics of the cross country. It may have a traditional appearance, but it also has some lovely modern lines, and these somehow help the Victory look bang up to date while remaining instantly identifiable as an American cruiser. Which also means the engine can only be one thing. A massive, shiny V-twin. 106 cubic inches in USA speak, which is 1,731 cc's over here. 2 low-slung exhausts meld perfectly with the bodywork, and a belt final drive makes for a cleaner motorcycle. Twin brake discs up front on the bottom of some seriously stout-looking upside-down forks. And the cockpit is a classy affair too, with easy-to-read dials, digital display showing a nice big gear position indicator. There's even cruise control. All the ingredients necessary to both cruise and tour in comfort and style.
There's nothing more relaxing for a bit of touring, at least for me, than a big V-twin engine. Just masses of grunt from everywhere, from just above tickover, means it's easy to ride, effortless and, well, relaxing.
A day of touring around some of the more attractive parts of Gauteng convinced me this bagger from Victory is a delicious compromise between stripped-down cruiser and full-dress tourer. It's still got the mean cruiser looks, but it also has that extra bit of practicality and comfort which you need for long distances. A 22-litre tank, which is big for a cruiser, should see you up around the 300k range if you're careful with the throttle. But get carried away, and like all big V-twins, it gets very thirsty very quickly. As far as handling goes, it's definitely at the top of the cruiser class. Like all big cruisers, it can be a handful at slow speeds, but unlike many such bikes, it doesn't get a fright when you throw a few bends in it. In fact, it's good enough for you to actually enjoy the experience.
But this Victory has also got a bit of a sporty side to its character. This is a V-twin that's good for touring, but doesn't mind revving a bit. So if you're in the mood and you want to make it dance up towards about 5,000 RPM with 100 brake horsepower just over, it's a pretty damn quick tourer.
It's really easy then to see why this Victory Cross Country has done so well in the United States. The best-selling bagger of all time, as I said earlier. But I have to point out that this isn't a standard Victory cross-country tour. It's a CORY NESS special. Well, who's CORY NESS then? He's an American builder of special one-off motorcycles, has a massive range of accessories as well, and he's put his signature to this. There's only been 100 of these CORY NESS specials made, and this is on the number plaque, number 68 out of 100. So what sets it apart from the standard model? Well, basically anything that's blingy and chromy, that's the CORY NESS touch. We've got these twist grips, knurled, machined, lovely, pretty useless actually, because your hand slips on them a little bit. Chrome on the crash bars, in case you were wondering what these are for. Gear lever and rear brake, that's also chromed up. And because it's a CORY NESS special and he likes his sounds, it's got kicker speakers, so they do really make a kicking sound. Well, that's the bagger part of the American touring equation out of the way. Another Matt Smith, is standing by to tell us about the full-dress tourer, the epitome of the best, biggest tourer that money can buy. It could only be a Harley-Davidson Electra Glide.
Yeah, that's me on the granddaddy of all tourers, the Harley-Davidson Electra Glide, built for roads like Route 66 out in the States. So as you can see through the centre of Delmas, not really in its elements, and I'm not either. Red robots everywhere I go. Not a fan. Yeah. Standing still is not what this thing likes. It really likes to get out there, stretch its legs, and just enjoy the countryside. It's like an old bloke going for a walk, really.
As with the Victory, the huge air-cooled V-twin pumps out a lot of heat stuck in traffic on a hot day. But once clear of town, the Electra Glide starts to make a lot more sense.
This is really what this bike is all about. Open road, not a stop street or a traffic sign for miles and miles, and you just cruise along.
The Harley has a sound system too, but Matt turns it off and listens to the bike soundtrack. That sound could only be a Harley-Davidson, and though the slightly smaller engine doesn't make the horsepower of the Victory, there's still more torque than you need. The ace up the Glide sleeve is how unbelievably smooth the engine is once you're on the move. Hard to believe, but there's less vibes felt here than on BMW's six-cylinder 1600 GT. If you're not in a hurry, then for covering distance in comfort with a passenger, there's nothing that can match the Electra Glide. It certainly looks pretty big, but from the rider's seat it feels surprisingly more compact than the Victory, probably because there's so much room behind the rider for a passenger seat that wouldn't look out of place in your living room. Another lump of American iron that in this case comes equipped with a useful overdrive 6th gear for ultimately chilled and economical touring. And the V-twin sounds on this model are suitably enhanced by a set of Screaming Eagle pipes. The full luggage includes a top box with the dimensions of a Santon bedsit, and there's near perfect wind protection from the fairing and leg guards. There's a solid, expensive feel to the Electra Glide, from the deep paintwork to the retro wheels and ABS-equipped brakes, and of course the creature comforts. For winter touring, there are heated leather seats for you and your beloved, adjustable like the heated grips, from warm to volcano. Luxury is definitely the name of the game here, and so as part of a set of instruments that wouldn't look out of place on a Sopwith Camel, you get cruise control, a CD and MP3 playing stereo, operated from a handlebar, and separate controls for the passenger speakers.
Well, I spoke about the bike being agricultural. Well, you don't get more agricultural than this. The John Deere tractor and the Harley-Davidson. They're cut from the same cloth because they both belong in the heartlands, out there on the open roads and on the plains. Now, I know that other Matt loves this bike, and I was expecting to actually not like it. I've not ridden Harleys before, and I don't like the clunky nature of it. In town, I was proven right. But out on the open roads, it is an absolute gorgeous machine. I really enjoyed it, and I really think if touring is your thing, and if you can get away from the cities and out into the vast wilderness that we have here in South Africa, this is going to be the one.
Well, Matt, something strange has happened. I'm on your Harley. How did that happen?
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, you can keep it, because I like this. Much more Hollywood. Suits me.
Fair enough. Well, it suits me as well, because I'm a mad fan of this Electra Glide. The best tour in the world, I reckon. But anyway, stay with us. We'll be back after the break.